These hogs are going down tonight. If I don't catch them, Barney will figure out we lied to get this job." "We didn't exactly lie. We showed how excellent you'd be in this role." "You pretended you were a crazed, possessed magical being, and I fake captured you. That's not at all lying." "You'd have been able to do that with any magically crazed being. There just weren't any around when their services were required. I stepped up. Besides, Barney likes you. He won't fire you for one tiny fabrication." Xandra ducked, shoving her dark hair tighter under her hat. "That bush moved. It must be the hogs." She stalked forward before I could stop her, so I sprinted to keep up. 10 more minutes, then we're calling it a night. Barney doesn't have the budget for overtime. He's always telling you that. There won't be any regular time if we don't pull this off." She pressed a finger to her lips. "They're so close. Even I can smell them." "It isn't hard with all that stinky, sparkling gas they keep parping out of their tiny behinds." A small black blur shot out of the hedge and whacked the side of Xandra's head. I launched into the air, my claws exposed and a murderous growl shooting out of me, but I was a second too late. The hedgehog pinged off Xandra's cheek, leaving behind several poisoned quills. She went to touch her face, but I sprung up and knocked her hand out of the way. "Get on the ground. I'll extract the quills before the poison spreads." "But the hedgehog, it's getting away. This is as close as we've ever gotten." "Down, now. If that poison gets into your system, you're toast." Xandra dropped to her knees, and I hopped my front paws onto her shoulder and grabbed each quill between my teeth, yanked it out, and spat it on the ground. It must have hurt, but my brave witch didn't protest. She grimaced as the last one popped free. "You done?" "One more thing. Think sparkly, happy thoughts." I latched onto the side of her face and sucked the poison from each hole. Xandra shrieked, since there was nothing I could do about my fangs, so she got a few extra holes in her face. But poison bested cat fangs, so she'd have to endure the pain. Only when I was certain the foul taste of rotten eggs was no longer present on her skin did I stop sucking. Xandra gingerly touched her swollen cheek. "I know I should thank you, but that burned like dragon's breath after a spicy curry." I licked her cheek, then trotted off and lapped from a slushy puddle to clear the foul taste of poison from my mouth. By the time I was done, Xandra was pulsing a healing spell over her cheek. It took a few minutes, but the swelling faded and the holes closed. "I see now why Barney doesn't want to deal with these hedgehogs himself." Xandra got to her feet and brushed dirt off her knees. "Or maybe this is hazing. All the new recruits get the lousy jobs to see if they can handle the pressure." "Barney wouldn't do that to you. He's a gentleman." "The others might." Xandra often reacted like a startled, magically enchanted hedgehog in circumstances she found uncomfortable. She'd fling out prickles and verbal barbs when trapped in an awkward situation, and when she'd met the rest of the team in animal control, things had been a little strained. "They'll come around once they get to know you." I wound around her legs several times until she let out a sigh and petted me. And although I'd rather these hogs were in their cages safely under lock and key, I admired their spirit. They've beaten us for days. I walked along beside Xandra, sniffing the ground and hoping to find a fresh hedgehog trail. Xandra scooped me up and settled me on her shoulder. "I sort of agree. We need a new approach, though. This stealth tracking isn't working. The hogs must be able to hear us approaching. Even your delicate paws cause a vibration." "What do you have in mind?" "Automatic traps. The hogs come in different sizes and have different food preferences, so we'll need a variety of traps and treats. We'll place the traps around the woods, since this is their favorite spot, and wait for them to fire." I booped my nose against Xandra's healed cheek in approval. "You're sure you don't want a break? There are snacks in the van and a thermos of coffee. We can get everything we need and come back tomorrow evening." snack.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.